Wow, thanks for InnovationACT. This is an awesome opportunity. So let's get into it. My name's John, I'm with Civilise.AI, and we're a company applying artificial intelligence to civil engineering. And what I'm about to show you is a fundamental transformation of how infrastructure networks are designed and delivered on this planet. And by infrastructure networks, I mean networks like water, gas, electricity, the internet. So let's get into it. This is Yedida. She's a refugee in the Kivu province of the Democratic Republic of Congo. She uses an open fire and an unreliable source of water to both prepare food and to earn a small income. And she doesn't make much, and she's isolated from the global economy. Her story is echoed by World Bank research that shows that a key component in eliminating poverty is the provision of infrastructure. The problem is not limited to low and middle income countries. It's also in Australia and other high income countries too. In a new home, we all expect it to be warm in winter, cool in summer. We expect the taps to work, the lights to switch on, and we expect, high-speed internet that's reliable. Given global population is both growing and urbanizing, the demand for infrastructure network design is rocketing. So how is this currently being solved? Right now, there is an army of people sitting at computers, and an army of people out in the field checking things, and another army of people, a third army, telling those other two armies what to do. Now this process is manual and therefore expensive, and the results are far from optimal. Now the outputs, and I can vouch for this from my personal experience, often have errors that are not encountered until you get to construction. Excuse me, sorry, a little bit of nerves. So, this is the opportunity. On the left, we see microsatellites. We are leveraging the constellation of microsatellites that are currently now in orbit around this planet. And they give us high-resolution, multispectral images of the entire planet daily. Secondly, artificial intelligence. Advances in artificial intelligence allow us to maximize the production of value from that data. So let's have a look at our prototypes. So far, we've developed this system we call Eagle that helps us find buildings. So we can see on the left we've got Mawson ACTs detected some buildings, and we've detected some street blocks in Civic. Now, it's not enough to know the way the world is now. If you're going to design a network, you have to think about how it's going to be in the future. So we've built a system called Crystal that predicts how a settlement will behave. On the left, we have as it is today, and on the right, 50 years of projection into the future. The final part is an agent that produces infrastructure network designs from that data, and other data too. The final result is a construction plan. Now, the great thing about this is that we can do this anywhere. We combine those three systems, spin the planet, give me a village, a town, a city. Let's build a network. Acquire the images, locate the features and plan the infrastructure. This example is a village in Timor where we've got yellow squares of buildings that have been detected, and the pink lines are where the roads have been detected, and then finally, an infrastructure design that follows roughly where the roads are on those yellow lines. So, in the background of this is a global economic, demographic trend. The G20-backed Global Infrastructure Hub has predicted that 2040 will have $94 trillion being spent on infrastructure. And aside from that, we have this blue line. This blue line is our target market. It is all the people in the low and middle income countries that need prosperity. And we're going to give it to them. So our customer, we're focused on three primary customers: government, utility companies, and land developers. We've engaged with people in the ACT, the SD government, also the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade emailed us this morning. We're also talking to urban planners, and Ted, I don't know if you can give me a hand. There's two others that have just slipped my mind, but maybe we can talk about them in questions. This is our team. We're all skilled, qualified, experienced. I used to be the National a national design engineer in the MBA. Ted has experience in ActAGL. We're both taking leadership roles. And Seb and John are also highly skilled. We're all exceptional artificial intelligence engineers.
Thank you, Civilise.
Thank you, sorry.
So thank you. So if I understand it correctly, you simulate development, and then from it you create prediction of infrastructure spent and where it should go, or what's the value for the customer as a government? Why would I buy it?
The speed and the quality of the output. So what we will give you is what that 3-army organisation will give you, but we'll give it to you better and faster. And we'll do it anywhere.
But they will do what I want them to do, whereas yours is a model, right?
Sure. So we've taken this into consideration. One of the things that we intend to develop, although it's not our key focus right now, is a platform where we can connect all of the stakeholders, investors, governments, planners, connected citizens. And part of that is that we show them a design, they look at it, and get very, very high iteration. And if you think about what happens if you ask an architect to update your home or something, you talk to them, they spend 2 weeks at the drawing board and come back again, and then you have another conversation, the cycle repeats. With this, it could be an hour, and here you go, you can tell us, is this right? Do you want to keep this as a national park or something? So it's that high iteration rate, and that high quality, and the scalability, and the global applicability. It's really high value for our system.
So what do you need the money for? I'll give you the gimme question.
Thank you very much. Extra minute. So we need data, and we need that high quality, high resolution data with the time access, because we want to be able to do predictions, and we want to be able to provide other sorts of services in order to support our ongoing development. We also need a specific kind of cloud time. So we want cloud machines that are geared for AI neural network learning. We can't buy a box off the shelf, it costs around 140 grand, but we can leverage Google's capability and we can scale as our business scales. And then we need the resources to be able to support the development, and that's in a general sense. Do we need to engage with customers more deeply? Do we need to get another machine? Do we need to acquire software licenses, etc.?
Just on that point, what would a pilot look like for you? So if you were to work with someone, what would it actually look like?
Okay, so we obviously have our big strategic goal, and we've been talking to people in the city government, and they're not necessarily interested in working out where the buildings are, because we already know where the buildings are in Australia. But we're looking for an opportunity where we can apply our unique capabilities to create value here. An example of this, I have 2 examples of local. The first one is counting or working out where all the swimming pools are in Canberra, so we can know for an audit to check all the fences so the kids don't fall in the pool. It has nothing to do with this, but we can apply the same technology for that purpose. Another one, monitoring when people make illegal extensions to the buildings. So at the moment that's a manual thing, and you don't want to have to check all of Canberra every single day, but our system would blink an eye to do that. So we're exploring value propositions for different customers with the systems we've already got, but with this big strategic picture in mind. Yes, Ted, please.
So we're also looking for value propositions where we're able to simulate our designs alongside someone else's designs. So new suburbs like Ginninderra, someone needs to network those designs for houses to be connected to electricity, water and gas. And so if we were able to test our pilot against their designs and see if we can design the system quicker than them and to the same standard as them, then that would be a way to add value to our system compared to the current designs.
But just to follow up from that, then how do you price that service to the customer?
So if we charge the exact same rate that the current designs are charged at, but we provide that design 3 months quicker, then that adds value to that customer.
I just want to add one more thing, which is that we've had an offer today that will leverage whatever you guys give us. So they're going to give us dollar for dollar in terms of an investment, and that could empower us to create our platform alongside with our core technology. Just want to put that in my last. Yeah.
Well done. That was a really good presentation and great application of the technology. I understood it. How do you access developing markets? Is something I wanted to ask. I guess one way to do it would be through aid programs. The Australian government aid program run through DFAT. Have you thought about those sort of avenues?
Yep, so we're looking to participate in a program called InnovationACT, and also we've talked to programs like WaterAid, but we're looking for an aggressive pricing strategy to get out there into the market, build a network. Thank you.
Well done.